Alright. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, guys. It's me, Rin. And I know this is the second stream of today, but today this is gonna be a little bit different. This is gonna be a little bit different. Uh I'm gonna be discussing a little bit something different actually. And it all has to do with ARKNIGHTS ENDFIELD. If you guys aren't familiar, ARKNIGHTS ENDFIELD is a new gacha game that recently came out, or I guess recently, yeah. And it's basically half like action game, ARPG, similar to like Wuthering Waves. Or not really similar. It has completely different mechanics, but today we're going to be focusing on a different part, which is the factory simulation part of the game. And what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be going here and teaching you guys how to actually build a factory. And I'm not saying, oh, I'll give you guys a blueprint. Well, I will give you guys a blueprint at the end of this stream. We're but what we will be doing today, before I give you guys the blueprint, is you guys. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I make my factories and how you guys can actually start trying to enjoy the main part of the game, which is the actual factory sim. And because I see a lot of people online just going, I don't like the factory sim, so I'm just gonna get the blueprint, right? And you know what? Fair, sure, whatever. Uh, Not like that's the entire point of the game, or 50% of it. But you do you, dude. However, I know there's a lot of people who want to learn how to do the factory, but it is just a little bit tedious. It is a little bit tedious, and it's a lot easier to actually just grab someone else's blueprints. But as you can see, I have no blueprints from anyone else, so I have only been making my own, and these blueprints are kind of outdated. So we're gonna be talking about a few stuff, right? So first of all, what I mean by the thumbnail and the title is a modular factory, which means that this factory is not only going to be a factory that has the currently produced items such as what's it called, the heavy Gironite, and there's heavy Gironite, and there's the uh Heatonite component, right? Those are the two primary new things that we're facing in 1.2. And honestly, I have been racking my brain, but I'll teach you guys about efficiency, about making it modular, which means you can produce all of the components as long as you turn on and off specific things, and also allow you to maximize the efficiency of certain things. So, for example, yeah, you can make Heatonite component and heavy Gironite, but then you'll only have one wooling battery node running, and that's gonna be slow. You're not gonna be making a lot of wooling batteries, but you're gonna be making enough Heatonite components and also heavy Gironite. But you can also make two heavy Gironite, one battery, or you can also make two battery, one heavy Gironite without components, or you can make Cuprium components or Gironite components. We're not going to be talking about Amethyst, Ferium, and Crystal, because those are really early game, and this guide is purely mostly, or not guide, more so like a uh how do you say this, handhold, right? It's a handhold with you guys. I'm gonna be holding your guys' hand, or you guys are gonna be holding mine while I make my factory. So the first thing you guys need to know is the amount. The wooling factory is actually unique compared to the other factory in what's it in Valley 4. The reason is because the Forge of the Sky is limited to 8, meaning you can only make up to 8 Gironite. You can only make up to was it 2 max efficiency heavy Gironite. Uh, and there's also a lot of limitations concerning cuprium and ferrium. So if I go over here, you have ferrium and cuprium. You can see they only have 90 ferrium per and 180 cuprium per. As you can see, we have clean water. The usage is over, but don't worry about that. Okay. It's because of this. Why is this here? Okay. So I actually tore down my entire factory just for this for this stream. So I'll walk you guys through how I do this. So first of all, you gotta count. You gotta start counting how much you can actually make. So there's only a maximum of 8 forges of the sky, and based on the AIC plan over here, there will only be probably there will only be that amount, unless they expand this to allow you to have like what 12 forges, but I don't think they will. I think what they're gonna be focusing on from now on is making the resources more abundant and making the production of said resources easier. So I'm just gonna quick stash all of this, and there we go. So what we're gonna do first is count how many Gironite and how many heavy Gironite can we make. We can make 8 Gironite because there's 8 forges of the sky, and we can make 2 heavy Gironite lines because 1 heavy Gironite line requires 3 forges. And you may be thinking, oh, you could just use 1. You could just use 2 forges. This one produces Gironite and this one produces the heavy Gironite, right? Not exactly, because heavy Gironite requires this 10 Gironite and Zircon and Effluent, which requires 1 Gironite. So you're gonna need a lot of Gironite to actually make the heavy version, right? So the first thing we're gonna do is actually count our production lines. So we are going to be making the ever beloved seed planting unit loop. This one's gonna be for just for what's it called? This one is primarily gonna be for Sandleaf. There we go. I finally found the words. And this is gonna look unconventional compared to what is usually used, which is the long version. This is just how I like to do mine. But you can do yours however you wish. This just looks like more of a box, so that's why I use it. And so I can like just fit it, and it looks a little bit cleaner. Also, here's a little fun thing about wooling. Electric pylons still work inside the AIC, and it still works outside. You just have to link it. But if you're inside the AIC, they automatically link to the AIC, so you don't really need to actually bother with setting that up with using Gironite pylons, because Gironite pylons are important. You use them for open world exploration. So here we have a seed picking unit. So we're gonna get one sand leaf here, and we could actually use. Okay, you know what? I'll show you guys that long version because that one's actually a bit easier to run, a bit faster to run. I mean, because you're actually limited by the one item per 2 second belt. So we're actually gonna do this instead. This one we can actually fit this in like one like bar like this, and then we can have a this going into a what's it called? The protocol stash. The protocol stash, that's basically where your plants are going when they're finished, and you just use that, right? So yeah, I have to like put power onto this. Oh wait, it's over here. I have to do it over. So yeah, there we go. Oh wait, no. Let's see. How did I reach this on both sides? Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember now. Okay. So it's technically the same on the other side. You're just gonna push this way. Whoops. Nope. Push this way, like that, and then push that on over to here. And add the depot access. And then have this. There we go. So this is a simple seed planting loop. I'm pretty sure you've seen it everywhere if you play this game. Basically, you just plant sand leaf. It'll go to the planting units, and that planting unit will duplicate the sand leaf for you. It goes over there. So we already have 6. Now we would want to make one more, and that is because we want to make it so that you can either make 8 Gironite or 2 Gironite and then 2 heavy Gironite. So how we're actually gonna do that is a bit difficult, right? Basically, we're gonna need one depot bus that makes the normal Gironite, but only 2 of them. Basically, in modular design, what you're gonna want to do is identify which ones are always gonna be on, and which ones are optionally on. And what I usually do when I make modular design bases is I use the depot bus port as an on and off, because the bus section actually stays if you remove the bus port. So say this one is the Gironite, the 8 Gironite, and this line is the 2 heavy Gironite. So I can just put this here, I can put this here, or I can have the option of overclocking, which means I'll make all of them, but I'll lose resources fast. So, you know, I don't like the look of that. That's don't mind me when I'm doing this whole like long belt thingy, long transport belt. You can just as easily use this. In fact, it's much more it's a bit more efficient, like just marginally. But I just want it because it looks cool and and it feels symmetrical or something like that. Also, this one's not symmetrical with the one on top. Might be a OCD or something like that. Anyway, we're also gonna make one more. And the thing you gotta figure about modular, making your thing modular, is the fact that you are not going to be able to uh, produce just the right amount. You're always gonna have to go over, because going over is basically how you allow modularity to even exist. So we're gonna have this goes here, and this can go here, and then this can just go over there. Yep, there we go. So now we have the 3 sand leaf units that we're gonna be primarily using. And this is all for the Gironite. So the first thing we're gonna do is make the depot bus port for the first Gironite line. And you may be thinking, why only this amount? Well, it's because of one thing. If you actually use the planting unit to make Jinshao or Yachen, they produce 2. And each one of these, when refined, will produce 2 carbon. And that 2 carbon, when shredded, will produce 2 dust. So basically, you only need 1 set of these per 1 Gironite production unit. So we're actually going to set this over here. And we are going to want a bit more space. So I guess actually what we could do is we could go over down here, and let's actually use this for the production area. So we're gonna have the depot bus section right there. And let's say we're gonna make 2 Gironite first, right? Let's go depot unloader. And this is gonna be for our sand leaf. This one sand leaf produces 3 Gironite. So we're actually going over 1 by 1 because we're producing 3 right here. So that makes 9, but we only have 8 forges. So we don't need all of them, right? So this one actually produces 3, because if you shred this, you actually make and I will actually put this on one side, like this. There we go. Because it still connects to the depot even if it's overhanging like that, so it's fine. Anyway, we're just gonna do that, and then that's gonna go through a shredding unit, and that shredding unit is gonna split it into 3. Now those 3 will each go in oh wait, no. My mistake. This is actually 1. Wait, I may be confusing my math here. I forgot the Gironite recipe. Give me a second. Give me a second. I may be foolish. I may be foolish. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, actually, okay. Okay, I may have made a mistake. Because this actually uses 1. So, okay. 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 That makes more sense now. I felt like this is too little to make all of the stuff we need. So we're actually gonna double it. Because we actually need a bit more. Basically, each Gironite costs 2/3 of a sand leaf. So if you do the math, we have 2/3, 2/3. There's 1, 2, 3, and then there's 1, 2, 3, and then each 2/3 makes 1 Gironite. So we're gonna do that all over again. But this time we're gonna make the where is it? The planting unit down here. And then the seed packing unit down here. Now this just goes straight into here. This has one going into here. And then one refining unit that goes into here. This can be turned off, or on, I guess. And then this can be 2 shredding units. This can have power through here. And then this is 1 grinding unit. And this is a 2nd grinding unit. And then we can actually put this on over to here, because this will give us the actually no. Yep, yeah, here. This will actually allow us to grab the shredding unit. Okay, wait, I may have made him... Oh wait, no, I remember now. Yep. Wait, give me a sec. Let me fix this up. So, that... So, one goes there. Then one goes here. Yep, there we go. And now this should be optimal. There we go. And then over here we move this down over there. And this actually is one it's one Gernite production line. We could actually make it a little bit more compact maybe, but basically since I am actually producing the sand leaves here, we could remove that and then like just produce it over here, but okay, it doesn't matter. If I go and put this here, and then that's not supposed to go there, it's supposed to go here. Now this guy is gonna go back into the depot like so. And now we'll make one more power. Now don't worry about the fact that there's like multiple powers that power different things. That doesn't really matter that much. But then we're gonna have one refining unit. Where is it? Ah, there we go. We're gonna have one refining unit here. Then one refining unit here. If I remember correctly. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. And then there's one Forge of the Sky here. Okay, wait. Yep. I think that's correct. Because if I check, yep, you refine the cubes there. Okay, so it's not small by any means. But the thing is, you can just rotate this on the other side, because this is like, this is one Gernite production line. Maybe we could even make it smaller. We could maybe even make it smaller by doing a little bit of moving things around, right? And instead of putting that there, we put the forge up here, and feel like this is a little bit crowded. No, feel like there's a little bit more way to save space, and this is actually something you're gonna wanna like consider, saving space for the thing, because when you're actually making a factory, you're gonna want to make sure, if it's gonna be modular, you're gonna want to make sure that all of the machines fit, right? Everything fits. So you're gonna have to actually make sure that you have enough space for all of the gearing units, or all of the components, or all of that stuff. I don't know why I'm like doing this again, because I already made this, like I already did this. I'm pretty sure if I go check the blueprints, because this Geronite blueprint is a little bit bigger than the one that I'm currently making. Uh, you know what? It's fine. Anyway, we'd have uh oh, I remember now. Okay, so I think if I recall correctly, we could let's bring this back here, and we could actually just have the Forge of the Sky here. We can have the first refining unit here, and the second refining unit here, and now that can go here, this can go here, and actually we could even move this up a bit over to here. We're just gonna have to move it like one, but this is fine. And let me just turn these to the normal mode, so it doesn't have to take in, so it doesn't take in water. And there we go. There's a Geronite production node, and we can actually just copy and paste this over to here, then to here, then to here, then to here, then to here. Now, you may be thinking, what's with this free space over here? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it for now. Actually, this is producing 3 Geronite. And that is actually not ideal, because what we want is to make it modular so that it either produces 2 Geronite and 3 heavy Geronite, or 8 2 Geronite and 2 heavy Geronite, or 8 Geronite. But what we could actually do is make the base the 8 Geronite, and then make the other version the what's it called, the heavy Geronite. So how we're gonna do that is by basically extending this depot bus over to here, and I may need to upgrade my wooling base a little bit for this, because we are gonna be using all of this space right here. So we are going to add one more production line, but this time we can actually just grab the because this is 3, right? This is already 3. We could actually grab just 2 of these and use those for our thing, so we don't actually need to there we go. And I just noticed I should probably put this up by 2 because of the fact that the forges are not going anywhere. So actually, what? Oh, maybe just one. Maybe just one. We'll see. Because if I can make this depot loader. Okay, we might actually need to. Or actually, no. We could just make this. Yeah, no, we actually need to. So we need a space of 2 above, like right here. So we could have a depot unloader here. This isn't that space efficient, I'm not gonna lie. But it is the... It is... You know, it works. We'll worry about space later. And actually, we can just copy these 3. So I'm pretty sure. Yep, this is a loop. So what I mean by that is, if I copy these 3, okay, they're not exact. Okay. That means I'll just have to place all of these over here. And the reason why we have 4 constant, right? We're only gonna make 4 constant. And the reason for that, or actually maybe 6? Yeah, no. Yeah, 6. Is that right? How did I do it? You know what? Never mind. We'll see what happens sooner or later. So if I just go and copy this. Now we have the one last set to worry about over here. And this one is a little bit different because we don't actually need the shredding part. So we could just have 2 unloaders here. And that means we can actually move this up 1. Or we keep it there for now. And then refining unit. Maybe. Then once again shredding unit. Once again shredding unit. But this time facing up. Because we our grinding units are gonna be up here. And it doesn't fit anymore. I guess we're gonna have to move this over to above. So if I go over to here, we could just move it over to above. Basically, yeah, you have to make a certain set amount of things that are... I'm just gonna use the blueprint, don't worry about it. This blueprint I made myself. Although it doesn't utilize the dust from the extra things. If I go over to here, this one. This is a little bulky. I will admit this is a little bulky. And I'm pretty sure you can only make like yeah, there we go. This is enough for now. What this basically is are 09 production lines. They're pretty bulky. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you know, it's fine. We're also gonna grab some water pumps and put that here. Wait, no. Move it. Wait, no. Oh, you can't. Okay. Ah, crap. I wanna put this down so I can move this over to here. one more fluid pump over here, and another fluid pump over here just for this other guy. So if I had power, it's gonna go here, not there, here, and here, right? This is gonna go here, and this here, this there, and this here. And then we just make a pipe splitter, another pipe splitter. Oh, let's actually change that so it's only over here. And then another pipe splitter. You gotta keep track of how much water you're actually making, just in case. There we go. So yeah, those are the four primary Gironite production lines. We could also make 2 more. So to actually do that, I will just grab the Gironite thingy again and just put that maybe here, or maybe up here instead. We could actually just put it up there to make this middle section be our main production area. But I don't know. You know what? We'll do that because we actually want to have a little bit more. There we go. This one, we're just gonna have one more fluid pump here, and one more fluid pump here, and those are gonna go to a conduit inlet. And this one's gonna go to a conduit inlet as well. And that is gonna go into a conduit outlet over here. Which has a pipe splitter. And another conduit outlet over here. There we go. Let's make it a little bit more symmetrical. There we go. Now this one goes over to here, and then one more pipe splitter. And that's our 6 constant. Now the reason why we have 6 constant is because a heavy Gironite costs 3 Gironite to make each, right? And we're gonna have the heavy Gironite be toggleable. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna have 2 forges, right? Where's the forges? We're gonna have 2 forges with either heavy Gironite or normal Gironite producing. So what that means is we're gonna have to make a split area. But for now, let's focus on battery production. Or you know what? Let's actually go do this first, because we actually want to gauge how much Gironite we're making before we go to battery production. And to do that, we're gonna have 1 depot bus port, let's say around here. So this depot bus port will have a few things. 1, it's gonna have it's gonna have the unloader here, and what's it? Okay. It's gonna have the unloader over here, and they both unload dust. The dust from this guy. We should probably run these, actually. We should probably run these. So that runs, and then this runs as well. Then that runs, and then this runs. So this is basically the same factory I had earlier. Uh, it just has 2 extra nodes to it because of the newer uh more forges thing. Uh, go over to here, Mariachen. Go over to here, make more sand leaf. I also like to make things aesthetically pleasing. So as you can see, they're all boxes. They're all their own boxes, and you can just copy and paste and drag them next to each other. So they're not like a huge mess of a of an array of machines, right? They actually seem like a proper line of machines, you know. And there's our first Juranite production line. And over here, we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna have this produce Yachen, and this produce Sandleaf again. And this Yachen, and the other one Sandleaf again. So, you know, it's a little bit monotonic. I did forget to connect the water thing, so we will do that. And this is one annoying part of the factory bit, connecting the conduits. But you know, it's fine. Doesn't really matter. We can go over to here, and the other one will go over to the other side. They should auto-connect if you move them, but apparently if they're outside of the AIC, they don't auto-connect. So if even one end is outside of the AIC, they don't auto-connect. So yeah, if you're gonna use these conduits, it's easier to use them within the AIC, like compared to what I'm doing right now. But you know, it saves on space a bit more. There are also some things that you could use. Like, for example, purification unit only has water in and water out. That means you could actually put it outside the AIC and it'll work just fine. If you have a reactor crucible that only takes liquid in, liquid out, you could also put it outside the AIC and you would have no issues whatsoever. Anyway, we're gonna make this have the planting unit once again, and the seed packing unit once again, and give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And we'll do a similar pattern as what we did here, where it's just, you know, wait, no, not like that. It's this cool thing again, with the refining unit on, and then shredding unit, like that. Move that over to here. Give it a bit of power. And then add a grinding unit over here. Right? And then another grinding unit up here. Now we can actually move this up, or actually, you know what? We move this down so that it fits here. But then there's this whole thing. Okay, let's actually fix that up. Let's move this away. There's a refining unit that goes here. And there's a refining unit that goes here. And then, if I'm correct, this thing, goes this way, right? Now, this is not what we want to do. This is not what we want to do. What we want to do is remove that and actually move this a bit closer there, right? So you may be thinking, oh, why do we not want to do this? Well, there's a simple answer to that, and it's answered by the modular system. So if I go over to here, I then actually fix this up a bit. So it's gonna go like that, and that's gonna go like that. Set a pylon here just for it to work, and move this over down here. And then add a loader here and another loader here. And now here we have this going into here, and this wait, give me a sec. Oh, I remember now. No, not that way. No, give me a sec. Oh yeah. So if I go this way, then this way. If I go this way. Okay, that doesn't work. It seems. How did I do it here? So it only goes through there. Already goes through. Okay, so. Okay, I know now. We're moving this line slightly to make space for this. Wait. Hey, how did I do it? Wait, what? This goes into here, goes into here. So it's like a straight line from here to there. Right? Oh, wait, no. It's a straight line from here to there. Oh. And this one just goes straight there. This one just goes straight there. Oh, but we can't do that because of this in the way. So what we can do instead is to move these guys over by one. Because remember, we have a lot of space over here, so we could just move this by one, as long as this last guy still comes out, right? And then now, there we go. Now it actually works. Okay, and then we have this final shredding unit down here. Okay, and then we could actually move this down one more, because this water goes here, which doesn't collide with any other water. So this one goes there, and this one goes there. Now we can actually copy and paste this and flip it upside down to this side. Although this does stick out a little bit more, so I kind of want to just put it down here instead. Which we could do. We could just run the water through the other side. But what else we can do is move this over to here, and then add another depot bus section. No, there we go. And then move this over to here, and then move all this on over to here, so that this can be moved over there. There we go. Now it actually feels symmetrical, just a little bit. And basically we're gonna have one water line going through here, and one water line going through here. So basically, if I get depot access, conduit outlet. Now this is actually the beginnings of the whole too much of one thing. Your machines would get flooded if this was real life, basically. What we're gonna be doing is we're not gonna be restricting this water flow, which means that this water flow will continue to flow water even if, you know, it's not actually doing stuff, because this will be removed. And well, yeah, well, yeah. And then this will produce the heavy Giernite. And this is what I mean by modular, how I do modular design. I just make the depot bus movable, because like you can just cut off the power from here, and this is already fine. Like, we do have enough sand leaf to supply this entire thing. So if I ooh, no, don't do that. If I supply sand leaf into this, and then add the Yachen maybe into here, and then get another water line going. So maybe like production, no, resourcing, fluid pump over here with one more power. Nope, I clicked escape twice. Don't worry about that. And then we'll have the conduit over here. Conduit inlet. And then we'll grab that conduit inlet, and then we'll move it, and then we'll let me just get this. He's been annoying me for a while now. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's finally fully upgraded. If I go over to here, don't worry about the conduit distance. There's plenty of room. Yeah, this one's gonna be making pretty much this dust, but it's not gonna be making any of the actual second tier material, and that's because there's no sand leaf flowing through. So this one is gonna be where actually we could actually keep it. We could actually keep it here. We could keep it because it's not using anything that we don't already have. This generates sand leaf, sand leaf, sand leaf, enough to these two, enough power to here, enough power to here. So we'll actually keep power to it. I guess what's next is the actual Gironite part, where we make either the Gironite or the heavy Gironite, right? So to actually make heavy Gironite, you need where is it? Wait, if I do heavy Gironite, right? If I do 2 heavy Gironite and then 2 Gironite, how will that work? Because if I need 3 on each, means I'm gonna need... Oh wait, no. I understand how I'm gonna make it work now. Basically, this... See, you see this? When it says 10 seconds to produce this, this means that it needs only one Gironite, it needs 1 Gironite per second. And we can't do that because there's only 2 seconds speed, so it needs 2 Gironite to supply it. So we have 2 and 4, right? And then there's also the issue of the effluent. The effluent is actually made with liquid Gironite, and liquid Gironite is made with another piece of Gironite. So, like, where is it? If I go to reactor crucible, I'm pretty sure this is where it is. Yeah. So it uses 1 Gironite per. So there's 1 here and 1 here. That means to actually make 2 lines of heavy Gironite, you're gonna need both Forges of the Sky, right? Which is not ideal because that means we're not producing any Gironite at all, which means we're not producing any batteries, which means we're probably only going to be able to produce one line of Gironite. Also, I think I'm going to run out of power if I keep going. So I think we're going to have to focus on power a bit more. Let me just check. I do have 500 more? Around 500 more, so I can just, like... okay. We're gonna focus on power first. This just allows us to make, another set of Gironite, right? This allows us to make... Okay, wait. Give me a sec. I am looking through the options here, right? We can keep it running, don't worry about it. Looking through the options, we're gonna need, yeah, all 8 forges if we want to make 2 heavy Gironite. So what we could do is instead we'll make non-efficient. Well, we could make it non-efficient, meaning we only make one Shearnite, but we also make one heavy Shearnite, but we also make because that's one. One takes two. One takes two, right? Because there's one Shearnite. Uh, one takes three. So there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 left. I guess that's fine. I guess 4 left is fine. Okay, so we can remove this. And the reason why we're removing this is because we're actually changing our plans here. I thought I had the math right, but then I remembered, oh, Heavy Shear Knight actually needed Forge of the Skies too. Which means if I need 3 Shear Knight production lines per Heavy Shear Knight, that means I'm gonna need 4 Forges of the Sky per Heavy Shear Knight. If that makes sense. The math is not mathing. I feel like I am going. See, this is what I mean when 1.2 makes me go insane, because Heavy Shear Knight is such an annoying thing to make. Especially since we're only limited to 8 Forges of the Sky. So I guess we're only making 1 Heavy Shear Knight. But that's even that's optional, because we could be making because if there's, because think about it, there's, could dedicate 4 into it. So that's all the forges we can make. If one of this is Heavy Shear Knight, that means that takes all 3 of these. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 left, which means we can make Heavy Shear Knight while producing 2 battery lanes. Huh. Okay, we'll actually do that then. Okay, so for now, we'll... fortunately... Or, you know what? We'll actually just make it from the start. I have with me, another thing that you consistently make, which is the Rock Originium Cube thingies, right? So this one is consistent. This one is consistently used throughout your pooling factory, so it doesn't, you don't need to make it modular to move the or you don't need to make the bus port movable. All you're gonna have to do is make the Rocks work, which I actually have a blueprint for it here. 8 times Ori cubes, there we go. And this one's actually like highly efficient already, because it takes one sand leaf. Okay, we could actually make a sand leaf production line somewhere, maybe here. And we're using more power than we actually have. Okay, there we go. Let's make a... Where is it? There we go. Let's turn that on. Turn that on. Let's put the depot access here. That there. So we can power all 3 of these. And then let's just how would I do this? Oh wait, no, it's like this, and that's because we're gonna make one more over here. Uh, that has power here. And this one goes into there. And now this one produces... Why is it off? This one produces sand leaf. This one produces sand leaf as well. There we go. Okay. That's gonna supply this one. This little node here. So yeah. We could actually do is move this like this way. And then make one more depot bus. And then put it like that. There we go. Now it's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so that's all of the rock, all of the Gironite that we're gonna ever need. This could be our... The sign right here, this could be our, what's it called? Barium dust thing. A barium dust maker. Where is it? Depot unloader. There we go. Depot unloader. And then depot loader. And then there's just refining unit over here and shredding unit over here. Refining unit over here. Oh. And shredding unit over here. Alright, there we go. This is just for the barium thing. Since we're always making barium dust anyway, we might as well put that there. And now I guess we go on to the batteries. And the reason why I'm making this one modular is because the batteries themselves are actually... how do I say this? We move this to here. Over there. There we go. And then one more depot bus section here. There we go. The batteries are not that hard to make. We do need cuprium though. We do need cuprium production. So I guess we're gonna move this a little. Okay, let's actually remove it for now. I forgot about the cuprium thing. Thing about, I guess, are we always making, I forgot, are we always making the, what's it called? Batteries. No, I mean like the Wuling SC batteries. We're not always making those, right? Because then if we're always making those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're gonna need to make it vertical or horizontal, I mean, so we save up on space. All right. Is that right? Yeah. This is just to make the it's called the cuprium stuff. No worries about that. So refining unit, refining unit, refining unit. This one we use manifolds for, so we don't have to worry about water amount. And then we're just gonna put all of them into a protocol stash like so. Forgot how do I do this? Oh, I remember now. Depot access. This. Of course. And then one. Do I put the power line there? I forgot where I put the power line. I think I don't put it there. Right? Because I'm gonna need to put the manifold through there, no? Where is the depot access output manifold? Guess we'll just put it here. And then we use a pipe splitter. And then another pipe splitter. And then another pipe splitter. Right. So power actually goes out this way. And then give this. Oh, maybe that is actually how I did it. Maybe I did put the power here. And then I power here, power here. And then one more conduit outlet for these guys. Production, where is it? No, it's logistics. Splitter. Here we go. This is just for refining cuprium, by the way. And the reason why I'm separating the refining from turning it into dust for the heatonite is because we can also turn it into devices and stuff for the healing, which we will need. Anyway, the reason why we needed this is because the actual battery production part will require some of that. So, you know, can we actually move this over to... No, never mind. Where is it? Conduit inlet. Over here. And then over here. And then water treatment unit just in case. Water treatment unit just in case. And then over here it's just 2 water treatment units. So we do have that. We have this. We have this. Splits into here. And then we have a control port, and this is important when you're making things modular. You need a control port and add this quantity allowed on, because that means that if you don't, if you're like producing the SC batteries, right? You're gonna want the water to all flow into this part. So you don't want it going into water treatment. Same thing over here. I may have made a mistake. Yeah, I think I've made a bit of a mistake here. I probably should have changed that. So the water actually comes from here. If I go conduit outlet. And this time, this one actually goes like this. Because that's going to be an outlet, of course. And then this one will have the splitter right there. And there we go. Now this will go over to here or here. But this other one will always go into the water treatment unit. So if I put one of those here, it's always just gonna go there. And this one will always just go to the water treatment unit. And we can just like remove these two because we don't really need them there. Okay. Alright, this means we require 2 more water stuff. So we just grab a fluid pump, get out over here, put an inlet through it, or put it through an inlet, and then there's another fluid pump over here, and another fluid pump over here. And these two actually make the these two actually use the manifold. Now we go over to here, power that up. Let's actually put the water in. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, over here. Oh wait, no, that's the other one. The other one. It's over there. Alright. And then this manifold will go through to the manifold over here. Alrighty-o. There we go. Okay. This is our constantly running stuff. We're gonna have cuprium here. We're gonna have cuprium here. Cuprium. Cuprium. This is just so we can, like, centralize the cuprium thing production. Now that's empty. I forgot the control port over here. Sewage, and turn that on. Now it's time for us to make the batteries, and now this is gonna be a little bit more difficult because we have a little bit less space. But if I'm correct, all of the battery production will fit here up top, and it's because of the new conduit thingy. Let's move these or okay, you know what? I'll move it here, right next to the cuprium for now. We'll move this over to here. And there is a reason why we'll actually move this over a little bit more. And then one more depot bus over here. There's a reason for that. The reason is I think it looks cool. Okay. A little bit more serious idea, I guess. So we're always going to be making these batteries, unless we're making the normal Gironite components. Or maybe no, because if we're making we can make it so that we're always making these batteries, but we can swap between Gironite components and the other thing, the cuprium components, and the other thing, the what's it called? Heatonite components. Really speaking, we already have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we already have 6 Gironite production lines. We go over to here, and we grab a reactor crucible, and this one pulls in Gironite and water to make liquid Gironite, which then goes into here, which pulls in sewage and liquid Gironite to make Gironite effluent, and all of that go into here, the new expanded crucible. Ooh, something cool. And it actually, this thing will actually make it so that the no, we can't put that there. Let's put it there. No, yes, no, yes. Actually, we'll have to make it like this. There we go. So I have this, and then one more depot access, I guess. Unloader here. So we have this. We have this. Wait, no. Wait, yeah. Because it grabs water and then the effluent, and then it'll just make its own sewage to actually make its own effluent, and then, yeah, that makes sense. There we go. This one goes into here. This one will go into here, and then we'll have water going into these two. Okay, which makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the entire thing. I don't know if I should do that. Where is it? Affluent. Where is the? Oh, there we go. Huh. I feel like we can make it a little bit more dense. Just a little bit more dense. Right? This thing goes around. Depot access. Unloader. There we go. And then we have the water treatment unit, which we will place here. And let's switch this up. This one goes here. Actually we can't. Can't? We can't, yeah. Because it overlaps with the, this thing. Okay. How do I do the water treatment, actually? So let's add this so we can actually put this here now. I guess we could just kind of have two water treatment units here. Well, one for this guy and one for this guy. Alright, there we go. And then we could also, I don't know, take the, where is it? There we go. Outlet. I keep missing stuff. I keep forgetting where some stuff is placed. We could actually we could actually grab a manifold instead, because we are just copy and pasting this in over here. Oh, that is an issue. We now have to move this bit over. Yeah, but it's fine. We've got a manifold here. Manifold outlet. Uh, yeah, sure. And then we get a pipe splitter here. And then we get a pipe splitter here. Is that right? Pipe splitter. Yeah, it is right. Okay, so this is the entire battery section. In fact, what we could do is move this down instead of being here. Uh, that makes all the zircon we need. Zircon. We could actually just remove these, no? This is all the zircon we need. Right? And then we could just have the battery production line connected to it. Like here. Oh, that is going to annoy the hell out of me. It's not symmetrical. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is all we need for the production of stuff. Oh, I forgot the sewage. Where is depot access? Outlet. There we go. And for this guy, it just goes through there. So we're just gonna go depot access, outlet. Yep, there we go. We'll just have to make one more manifold. Give me a sec. Wait, no, we can't copy and paste. I forgot. There we go. There we go. Manifold. That, and then, Meteorite pylon. And that's just gonna go here into the manifold. This one is gonna get its stuff from here, and this stuff is gonna get its stuff from here. Okay, so when this is running, we're also gonna want to run the device production lines. No, those have to be a separate thing. But they don't have to be they have, okay, this is gonna be a different type of module where they can be active or they can not be active. Which is gonna look something like this. I know this looks a bit goofy, right? And believe me, it is. But trust me when I say this is possibly the best way we're gonna be doing this. So how we're doing this is basically fitting unit, and a depot loader over here, a depot unloader, a depot loader over here, and another fitting unit. Trust me, this is optimal. I guess it seems optimal. Why is it not? Oh, cause this thing is filled because we're not making any of the actual things. Okay. Right here. I have to get the battery production going. So it's over this way, like this. And then this is one battery. Okay, so that means we do have enough space. Wait, let me just check. Like for real check. Yeah, this works. If we go like this, go like this, go like this, go like this, and then go like this, and then depot access like this, and then power. Or we don't even need the depot access to be here. We can just put the depot loader here. Right. Okay, so there's a pylon now. And that means this can be free space for the... Oh wait, no. We don't want this. We don't want to put the depot loader here. And the reason is we want to have the option to put this bus port here instead of here, so we can actually make Gironite batteries while also making heavy Gironite. So that means depot access here, that means power here. Yep. and then like that. I just have to make this work. And yeah, here we go. And then over here we'll have the depot unloader, and then we'll have another fitting unit. Fitting, how fitting. And then another depot loader. This is just very simple stuff. And then we'll just copy and paste it to the next bit over here, right? And then this last one will have 2 depot unloaders, and those go into a molding unit. That molding unit goes back into a depot, another depot loader. And now we can have power all throughout. If I put it here, there we go. Now we can actually remove it from there. And this one is battery and cuprium component, no, ketonite component mode. Or we could have this, which is battery and healing, and also where is Geronite? There we go. Geronite. Where is it? Geronite. This one is dust. Was it ferrium dust? Yep, it's supposed to be ferrium dust. Ferrium powder. There we go. My bad. I forgot. Ferrium ore. Ferrium ore. Same thing here. This one is Geronite, and then another piece of Geronite, and then ferrium dust, ferrium powder. And now this is making liquid Geronite. Now this is making zircon effluent, and inert effluent goes through here. And this can actually now probably make, there we go. And now it makes this. There we go. Same thing here. Liquid Geronite runs through there. That means this guy is the inert. I said this guy's the inert, and this guy is the effluent. And then this guy will make zircon, and this one will be the inert effluent. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. And then this will be the zircon. This will be one of the this dense ruthenium powder, dense ruthenium powder, dense ruthenium powder, and lastly dense ruthenium powder. For this we will have the cuprium here. This is so the cuprium actually gets made consistently. It's more cuprium, That's more cuprium. And this is actually the default setting of our, this is going to be the default setting of our of our factory. And we can actually do something funny and put the power on here instead and move all of this down, like over here. How does it overlap with other facilities? Oh. Alright, wait. There we go. Now it's a little bit more compact. And I actually quite like this appearance. And also, we have one more extra thing that we can do over here. We can get a thermal bank running. And this is important because this thermal bank will be our thermal bank 1. Which, if you are not familiar with something called, oh wait, no, actually we don't want that to go from there. We want that to go this way instead. There we go. Because this is always active. Or at least this is always active if we're making batteries. So there we go. We'll also make one more battery set here. Which is not surprising. Let's just get that out of the way. Depot unloader, depot loader, depot unloader, depot unloader, depot unloader. And last but not least, one more depot unloader with the packaging unit over here. One over there, one over there. One over there. Oh, wait, no. I wanna make it symmetrical with this one. Which means one over there, and one over there. Then lastly, one more of this, which is powered by another electric pylon. There we go. That's actually absolutely done. And in fact, we can actually move this up by 1. I'm kind of afraid to move it up by 1. Actually, move it up by 2. Oh god. Yeah, I knew it was not gonna work. Okay, it's gonna stop producing a bit, stuff for a bit. I swear we're gonna get back to that. Gonna fix that up. Give it a second. There we go. And then this one, we will put back the manifold. I think it was here. Was it here? I don't recall. I think it was here. Yep, it was here. And then logistics, pipe splitter, and then production. Where is it? No, not production. Outlet. There we go. And this one will be another outlet across through here. And let's actually fix that by going to the cuprium over here and connecting this conduit, and then connecting this conduit. Over to here, and this manifold. We're gonna use that to connect over to here. Now, yep, there we go. That's this part of the factory done. And now we're gonna go do one last part, one last itty bitty part, which we may not have space for. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we have enough space for it. Do we have enough space for it? I cannot tell, genuinely. I genuinely cannot tell. If only I could put my thing in here, but this is a little bit too tight. That's what she said. I guess I could put it here for now. Yeah, I could put it here for now and move. Oh, actually, I forgot something. There is something that you guys should probably try out. It's called a DIGE, and what it basically does is it tells you how much power you need to exactly make, or not power. It doesn't tell you how much power. It tells you like there's this certain method that you can use to actually like where is it, thermal bank, to actually get the most out of your batteries and make sure that you don't, you know, waste any. Because doing this, you're just wasting all of your batteries, right? But if you don't do that, you can actually, I still can't fit it. And I still can't fit it here. I still can't fit it here. Okay, this is the only place it fits, so if it fits, it sits. This other depot is gonna be over here. For now, let's actually focus on our main line. Why is it not? It's not making any. Oh god. Oh no. It's not making any. Oh no. We actually need to focus on the. Okay. Okay. We're actually moving on. Before we do the other module, we're moving on to Sky King Flats. And the reason we're moving on to Sky King Flats is because we want to make the cuprium stuff here. So the cuprium stuff is gonna be easy to make, really. It really is just this long line right here. If I actually move that over like this, I'm gonna have depot unloader, 4 of them, because we're gonna need 2 Gironite, right? 2 Gironite lines. Both of them are going into this, and then we're gonna have the cuprium parts, which we are full of right now, which is also why our thing's not working, and we just put them in a gearing unit. And that's about it. So yeah, just putting them in a gearing unit, and then we're putting that gear into a protocol stash, and all of this will be powered by an electric pylon. As always. And this goes like here. Okay. So now we're just gonna have another planting unit, a seed picking unit, and this time this is actually gonna be used for it's like a gun. I think I'm like sleepy. Okay. We have the depot, no, not the depot, the shredding unit over here. I am kind of cooked. Okay, wait. Let me fix this up. Okay, so this goes here. Then another planting unit over here. And then power over here. Power both this and this shredding unit. Right, and then that shredding unit goes into a protocol stash because there's two outputs, and then that protocol stash goes into a power, what's it called? Reactor crucible. There we go. This reactor crucible will then make stuff for this filling unit. Which will get a bottle of red. A red bottle. And then that will go to a packaging unit over here. That we can actually this is non-ideal, but okay. Actually, we could make this smaller by cutting these two and moving this onto here, cutting this off. this here. What was that? Can we actually put a protocol stash here? Oh, that would be so. Okay, no, no, right? No. What we could do. No, no, that doesn't work either. Okay, you know what? It's fine. We just put power here, and then the depot access here, and then put power here. And then we can move all of this a little bit upward. There we go. And then we'll get, where is it? The fluid pump. And then one more pipe splitter over here. And then we'll grab some power. Power up this guy. And now, this dude can plant Yatjen. It's gonna grab some water. It's gonna plant the Yatjen. And then that's gonna turn into this. It's gonna go into here. I'm gonna go into here. It's gonna turn into the Yatjen solution, which we then make this into a actual there we go. I think this may be better if I put this where the heatonite crafting is. I'm not gonna lie. It might low-key be better to put this. You know what? We can like save this entire thing. Control S, and then Coprium, Coprium Part 1, right? Let's save that, and then we can just cut all of this off. And the reason why I'm cutting all of this off is because it's gonna be better to put it here in marker stone, where we're actually gonna have the other cuprium component stuff, right? So we can actually just split the cuprium components here. So if I grab that cuprium part 1 and place that somewhere here, see, there we go. There's the cuprium part 1. Since precipitation acid is over there, I think it's best if we put it like here, maybe? Or no. Actually, it's best if we put it here. Over here, because there's water over here. So Caprium part 1. This might, we might also make it so that, this actually uses the, it's called, this actually makes the second set of Cuprium, parts, uh, for one reason. And it's because this guy, uh, hmm, huh, okay. We'll use this to make the other set of Cuprium. And by that, I mean, put this over here. And then we're just gonna have a refining unit. And another refining unit. Over here. These two will have protocol stash that they share. As well as, where is it? 2 water treatment units for the sewage. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, there's, okay. So the reason why I'm doing this is because there is, how do I do this? Resourcing. Fluid pump 1. Fluid pump 2. I don't know why I was having... it was seizing there. We do have an issue here where we might... Oh, no, not there. Here, there we go. Where is it? Okay. This is gonna be one more Cuprium factory. And, you may be thinking, what? Why? Why am I making the other Cuprium here? It's because of sewage, locking. Basically, what happens is... Oh. Okay, I forgot about this. Wait, no. Because the thing is, this... Because the issue is when the gears are filled, right? The gears are filled, and then there's nothing we can, there's nothing to be done about it, right? Because the gears are filled, there's, how do I do this? Let's do this. And then pipe splitter. Right. Wait, no, not that one. There we go. Because when the gearing unit is full, there has to be an automatic off for these parts. We need to automatically turn off the parts, the part making that makes these gears, right? Because because at some point, right, if this fills up, right, because we're making gearing, we're making a lot of gearing units, this is filled up. See, it's filled up right now. We're gonna have an issue where it won't pass any more of these. Thus, it won't cook any more cuprium. So this is actually something we have to move over to here. Right, let's move this over to here. It won't cook any more cuprium. And if it doesn't cook any more cuprium, we basically don't have sewage water. And if we don't have sewage water, we're gonna lose all of our stuff for the batteries, basically. So this might be a better place to make the cuprium ore. Because if I remove this, right? If I remove this, it'll make less cuprium ore. It won't, since it's not making any more gearing units because it's already full, we can just remove this, curb our production of this guy, right? We need both to be toggleable. Because we do want to have the option. Okay, I think it's enough, because if I go over to here and I make this entire length of depot buses, need to make sure that this fills the entire place. Yep, yes it does. That is good. That is good. We can center it, just so we know. Okay. So this actually makes the fitting unit, this cuprium part, right? So this part makes the cuprium parts, this part makes the cuprium. Now, sometimes we want only the cuprium, but not the cuprium parts. Is that right? Is that right? Because if we don't have the cuprium, and we still have the cuprium part generators, it's just gonna curve the, I mean, technically speaking, it's still fine. Okay, we don't actually need this. We don't actually need this. But it's nice knowing that we do have enough for the actual, thing. So, what we can do is we can just go over to here and so if we see that, oh, we have like a ton of Cuprim components, we have 58,000 in the local depot, we don't need any anymore, we can just cut that off, and that's gonna cut our Cuprium part production by half. But that still allows us to get the needed Cuprium, the needed sewage for the batteries, because it's still gonna produce just as much Cuprium parts and just as much Cuprium bottles as needed, because by cutting it's like by cutting two, I'm basically making it so that the here's the math. It's so hard to explain the math on this. But if I go back to Wuling and I go back over to the core AIC area, and you'll understand what I'm talking about when I actually show you guys. But you know, here it is. Okay, so if I go over here, right, I am producing a lot of Cuprium. A lot of it. So much so that I don't actually need all of it here. But yeah, we're producing 6 here, right? And all of this is being produced at the same time. And that means that, if the Cuprium is full, right? If the Cuprium is full, then this will not work, because it's not producing any more Cuprium, therefore no more sewage, therefore no batteries. But if we curb our own production speed, right? And actually you remove this part, right? Let's move this over to, can we move this over to here? And it still powers everything? Okay, it still powers everything this way. We don't need this. We can move this over to here. Does it still keep the, okay, it still keeps it. Right, okay, so. There we go, and then one more logistic splitter here. So what we're basically doing here, right, is we are making it so that this thing produces 4 Cuprium. The other thing produces 2 Cuprium. Now, when I put all of them together, they produce 6 Cuprium every 2 seconds, or 3 a second, right? And then all of this will be working as intended, as fast as possible, because one of them goes through here, 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 and 2 of them go through here. But imagine if the other one is full, right? Then it's gonna have some difficulty supplying for all of this. So what's gonna happen is that all 6 is gonna be divided into 4. And what's likely gonna happen is that sometimes it's going here, 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 or here. So it's gonna be sometimes, but on average, it's gonna make still 2 fitting 2 parts and one bottle. And yeah, basically what's gonna happen is it's gonna make 2 parts and 1 bottle, because one of these is curved, right? The math makes sense. On average, basically. I although I feel like something might go wrong, considering, okay, so if I do remove this and move this over to the other side, right? What'll happen? I'm doing the math in my head right now. Because the thing is, it's not guaranteed that 2 will go to the molding unit. It's not guaranteed that not all 4 will go to the fitting units. So basically, what'll happen is we're betting on probability that once we're out of cuprium, it's gonna cycle through all of these, right? But still, on average, it'll make the same amount. No? Right? I am... Hmm. What do you mean? Why is this not making anything? Why isn't it making anything? What? What? I am so confused. Why did it not... Why did it stop making stuff? Oh, now it's making stuff again. Hmm? Huh? You confuse me. You confuse me, game. Oh, I just noticed. That's not... Okay. Mm-hmm. Are all of these in order? All of these working? Okay, it's all working. It's all working. It's all fine. It's all good. It's all dandy. I guess... Okay. I think we're still gonna need to put a toggle on this. Reason being... We don't wanna, like, over... Go over... Also, that's red for some reason. We're gonna have to fix that. I don't know why it's red. It's this one down here. It's over there. Okay, so if I think I don't have... Sure, let's just put it there, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. Okay. I think that works. So we're gonna go back to the marker stone, right? We're gonna make a toggle for the parts over here. So if I go over to here, and then a keyboard bus port. Let's make it over there. Let's have that. Now this can make the we're not gonna care that much about aesthetics here. Wait. Yeah, there we go. And this should be normal Caprium. This should be normal Caprium. So now we can actually add a toggle, and this actually allows us to make this, or neither. And now all of these we can actually just put here. Because we're not going to be using this much space. This actually makes it so that it doesn't yeah. Okay, so for this guy, this is where we make our what was it, the heatonite stuff, right? So we have shredding unit, right? Let me just remember how it's actually made. So AC products, heatonite component, spin that. This cuprium solution. This cuprium solution is cuprium powder and precipitation acid, meaning one crucible for each. And then after that, a purification unit. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's all of our cuprium production, really. Right? Wait, if we make 8 cuprium, do we... We don't make 8 cuprium. We make 6. Wait, did I flip up my math again? Give me a sec. We have max usage of cuprium at 6. Our yield is 180. If 180 per minute, right? If that's 1 every 2 seconds, It's 5 every 10. So every minute is 180. That means there's 360 seconds. You need... Wait. 180 a minute means that each... Okay, not actually cuprium ore. Let's look at cuprium itself, right? Yield 120, usage 120, yield usage. Okay. We have 180. 6, 12, 18. 2, 4, 6. That's 2, 4, 6. 6, 12, 18. Wait, 2 per... it's 1 per 2 seconds. I'm gonna need a notebook for this. Give me a second. So, this guy... Okay, we make 1 every 2 seconds. So that means every minute, or every 60 seconds, we make 60 over 2. So we make 30 every minute, right? So that means 30 every minute times... So, if we make 1 cuprium in 2 seconds, and we get 1 cuprium, if we make 180 cuprium or every 60 seconds, that means we make... so silly. I cannot do math. Holy crap. It's... Okay. Let's do this again. We make... Where is it? We make 6 cuprium. Get it? 6 cuprium every 2 seconds. And then we get 180 cuprium ore every 60 seconds. So is the ratio equal to... Is the ratio of both equal? So it's 3:1, and 180 to 60 is 3:1. So our limit is actually 6, not 4. I am good at math, kind of, barely. Yes, it's a double stream today, and I'm doing ARKNIGHTS ENDFIELD math. Basically, we don't have these. We only have these. And that changes everything. Because of a few things, really. One, that means we really can't make... Alright? Because all of this... okay, rig is working, right? All of my cuprium rigs are working. Let's like double check just to be sure. Because if there's like one that isn't working, I don't think there's one in the Watchtower Reservoir Station. There's none in here. Let's go to Jingyu Valley. Okay, no, there's only cuprium here as well. So, this mining, this mineral bed, it's cuprium. It's abundant. all is working. This one, all is working as well. It doesn't seem like there's any more cuprium in the map. So I'm not missing anything. Your limit is actually just 3:1, or 180 every minute. Okay. So that means we can only make 6 of these at a time. Which means it's not enough to actually finish purification. Because, like, look. You need 4 every 2 seconds to make an actual heatonite solution, right? And the precipitation acid can, you know, be reused again to make one of these. Because it costs 1 to make cuprium solution, so I guess we only need 2 lines of precipitation acid. Okay. This is going to make enough, and we're gonna have... Okay. Huh. So the purification unit doesn't actually make enough to make the heatonite we need. Or at least in the amount of time we need it. So that actually allows us to use, to get heavy gyrnite overflow. Which means we can sell heavy gyrnite. Because heavy gyrnite we get, 1 every, 2 seconds. No, we get 1 every 10 seconds? And we need 2 every 10 seconds, so we get, like, so we need, like, 2, so we need 20 seconds to actually make 1 heatonite component. But considering now that I found out that heatonite solution isn't actually made in 2 seconds, but rather 2.3 seconds, I guess, on average. That means it takes 2.3 seconds to make the heatonite solution, right, that we need for 1 heatonite. And that 1 heatonite requires, you need 5 of those. So if 1 piece of heatonite takes 2.3 seconds, that means you're gonna need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to get 5, right? So so just add up the 2.3s, or multiply them, actually. That's gonna be... Yep, it's gonna be 11.5 seconds for each heatonite part, or 23 seconds for each heatonite component, and that leaves 3 seconds that creates heavy gyrnite faster, meaning on average we get heavy gyrnite overflow. Holy crap, I'm doing a bunch of math. Yeah, this is something I really like about ARKNIGHTS ENDFIELD. It's making me do math all over again. Anyway, no, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm genuinely having fun doing this math. Fortunately, we could actually make the crucible here. right? Because the purification solution will go here. Right? And say there's one unloader for this and another unloader for this guy. How do I do this? Like that, right? I guess. That makes sense. Okay, you know what? For tonight, we have this thing working. And that's good enough for now. Because at least this thing produces just enough to actually last us the entire millennia full in terms of amount of stuff. Let's just quick stash. It says if items were destroyed. That's cool. That's fine. It's honestly fine for me. We already have 58k Cuprium component. Maybe next stream I'll do both the Heatonite and the Gironite. Because you can actually still make Gironite components. It's just gonna be less profitable for you in the long run. Because you're not gonna be able to trade the outpost. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. I'm cooked. I'm tired and it's like 11 o'clock, so I gotta go. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.